Agotevach. I have very good news. I'm going to try without the mic. I have very good news for everybody here. Okay. With the mic as I listen. I have very good news for everybody here. If somebody starts speaking after 12 and came to speak, we would all be in for a long night. I did not come here to speak. I'm happy. I want to hear the singing. I honestly came here with a group of Bachram, and we came here. This is an incredible gathering. My wife and I were Zeicha last year to be here for Shabbos Kodesh. This year, Yeshiva was on this Shabbos, and we couldn't be here. But it's an incredible gathering to be part of. To already say Shalom Aleichem, to greet people. This gathering is a gathering in a Shabbos that my wife and I felt friendship. We felt courage and strength. We felt hope. And we felt a tremendous sense of bikush. A tremendous desire for Kirmas Hashem for ourselves and for our children. And to experience a place of people connecting and bonding, Yidden from different places, who are there for each other, is always important and always precious. But since Simchas Torah, I tried any way I can just to make gatherings the most organic response for our nation, for Klal Yisrael. Nothing forced. People could say, this is what you should work on, that. We all have our own things we want to work on. But the most organic and natural response when a mishpacha goes through difficulty is the family comes together. The family holds hands tighter, hugs tighter. The mishpacha comes together in a beautiful, close way. The family comes together. And all of us have seen Simchas Torah, our people, Klal Yisrael, has come together, has stood up. We're a people, we're an ummah. We're a family, we're the Yidden, we're Klal Yisrael, and we've united in a beautiful way. And I've tried in any way I can to gather people, just we should come together. So I say about this Shabbos Kodesh specifically now, that there's a gathering of people who are warm, who are close to each other, who are honest and open with each other. We're closer when we express, we're closer when we share, we're closer when we're authentic. To have a Shabbos like this together, a Shabbos of closeness. I'm not trying to just say party line and just in an emistic way. I wanted to be here even for a few minutes to dance, to sing with Yidden. Maybe my ticket, my excuse to get to come, if Gedalia invited me, I get to share, I'll share it for Torah. But I'm perfectly happy we go back to the singers and sing together, and I want to dance together with the Chevron. I'll share one thought that I saw this year, and I've repeated the whole year. I could share Chidushei Torah. We're coming off of Shabbos, off Zayis Chanukah, the Chidushim galore to share. I want to share a Kesher that I've repeated this year many times because this Kesher means something to me, and I want to give back the Chevron here with this Kesher. The Noam Elimelech. The Noam Elimelech, Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Diksha, their Torah has very much caught my attention, and I'm trying very hard to connect to these two tzaddikim. And we actually sang the Bar Diksha's niggin. There was a Bachar in Yeshiva who didn't know who composed the niggin. And every Friday night, every little Shabbos, he asked, before we sing Ka'echsai, we should sing Reb Levi Yitzchak's niggin. He didn't know who composed it. The Maisa is an Einikel, this Bachar is steiging. He happens to be an Einikel, of course, Reb Levi Yitzchak. And we sang this Leil Shabbos before Ka'echsai. The Bachar Moshe sat right in the front. We started the Raditch Niggin. These two tzaddikim were Mekar many Yidden, and there was one secret. I've read their Torah, I'm reading their Torah, and I've looked into both of them, and I believe there was one secret. They were Mekar that is said on the Noam Elimelech, that somebody just touched the door handle of the Noam Elimelech's house and was chayes the children. People came near him and came to Hashem. What was his secret? What was his saying? So please listen to this Kesher of the Nine Olimelech. Any conversation on chinuch, everybody knows the beginning of the pasuk. It is widely spoken. At a chinuch rally, when it is said, everybody falls asleep because we expect it to be said. I don't know if it's kept as much as it's said, but it's said. Everybody knows the beginning of the pasuk. That every year is unique, and it has different needs, and has a different way of serving Hashem. The end of the pasuk is not widely known, unfortunately. In Yeshiva by me, if you ask a bacher who learns in the Yeshiva and understands the Yeshiva, ask a parent, and just say the end of the pasuk, and they'll know what you mean. It's like the Yeshiva 101. Everybody knows the end of the pasuk. I'd like it to be more widely known, so let's learn the end of the pasuk about chinuch. The end of the pasuk is Gam ki yazkin lo yasu mimenu. I happen to like athletics. I like sports. One of my kids is a very good long-distance runner. He has run a marathon. He's an incredibly good long-distance runner. And if you know how long-distance races work, I was watching my son run a race. And the person next to me said, "Whoa, your son is behind by a lot." I said, "You don't understand. He's going to win, but it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close. You don't know what you're watching." So I don't get it. The other guy's ahead. The other guy was running. He thought it was a sprint. And if you know how runners, he already was out of his stance. His hands were down. You could tell him the guy ran out of strength. My son was running a marathon. It wasn't a sprint. And chinuch is gam ki yazkin lo yasu mimenu. We don't sell out for the short term. Our long-term goals, we want when a child in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 90 years, forever that somebody connects to the values of Torah, to Yiddishkeit. Gam ki yazkin lo yasu mimenu. And that always has to be the thought of chinuch, the long term, and that's the end of the pasuk. Gam ki yazkin lo yasu mimenu. That chinuch, the goal is long term. Don't sell out. The child may be started the shia right now, but is it going to last? Is he going to engage in this for eternity? Gam ki yazkin lo yasu mimenu. Always an eye on eternity. Listen to the Kesher of the Nine Olimelech. I think it's worth to be born to hear such a Kesher. Listen how tzaddik thought, and I think it could change all our lives. Since I've heard this Kesher, I'm asked to speak. I have the guys who came along, the Shippies at Talmud Chacham. I'd love to share Kedushei Torah right now for the time being. If you hear me in a week, I'm going to probably say this Kesher again in 2 weeks. And this Kesher is what's on my mind. That's what I'm going to say. Listen to the Nine Olimelech's Kesher. The pasuk warns, "Chanaychu nar al pi darkei," teach a child right. Gam ki yazkin lo yasu, they shouldn't go off the derech in old age. Ask the Nine Olimelech, would a pasuk predict the yid's going to go off the derech? Be careful, tender soul, dangerous. Ask the Nine Olimelech, a soul moves to Hashem. I have a soul. You have a soul. Every yid has a soul. A soul moves Hashem. A soul wants Hashem. A neshama wants Hashem. So what's the pasuk saying? Be very careful. Do you think we can mess up a soul? A neshama wants Hashem. Ask the Nine Olimelech. What's the pasuk saying? Chanoich l'nar al pi darkei. So Gam ki yazkin. Says the Nine Olimelech, that's not shot in the pasuk. Says the Nine Olimelech. He has another Kesher. Why is it the lashon shlila? Why does it say negative? Say teach right. Says the Nine Olimelech, the pasuk means a soul will engage on its correct journey. Souls do that. They each one. I have a unique journey. We all have unique journeys. And the soul will move towards Hashem, because that's what neshamas do. Chaloich l'naro p'darka means trying. We try our best. We're not going to hurt a neshama. The neshama moves to Hashem. Try our best to guide it in the right way, so it shouldn't have to be served to the right derech, give it the correct derech. So gam ki yasim or yasim, and it shouldn't have to move from the. If we miss it, we don't have to. It's hard for us human beings to be mechad in the exact derech for neshama. So try to get it right. So this way, when it moves to its correct derech to neshama towards Hashem, it shouldn't have to veer so much from the way we teach. And I want to say, Rabbi, say like this, that the biggest impact we can have in the world, all of us, this is a beautiful Kesher, who have a tremendous chukka to serve Hashem and to bring our families to serve Hashem. The biggest impact we can have is to see ourselves as neshamas. I'm talking about me. This is not meant. This is not a keynote speech. This is for me, Rabbi Kalish. It's for a young man sitting for 50 years in Koilel Lakewood, a Chassidus Shavar Rebacher in Williamsburg. It's for all of us. I was a youngster. I was in the Sifta. I learned a lot. I was a master and I finished the Siftas. I thought I was a tin can. I thought if I learned enough, I was in touch in my mind. I was worried if the Mets would win. I thought if I learned enough, the Torah will impact me. I came to yeshiva a number of years ago, and I thought, okay, I could Geshmak, we'll teach people, we'll show them the joy of Torah and Yiddishkeit, and the guys changed my life, because I started seeing souls. Kesher taught me, I experienced souls. I learned I have a neshama. I have a soul that wants Hashem. Before I learned, before I got it, I have a neshama that craves Hashem, that moves towards Hashem, that just wants Hashem. Reb Nachman made a comment. He said, "Ein yiyush ba'olam." There's no giving up in the world. Can you tell me what world Reb Nachman experienced? Reb Nachman was brilliant. He said, "Ein yiyush ba'olam klal." There's no giving up. He didn't say one shouldn't give up. He says it's impossible to give up. Ein yiyush ba'olam klal. There's no such thing as giving up. Did Reb Nachman see the same world you and I see? Doesn't it look like a lot of people quit? Doesn't it look like it's Yish? What world was he looking at that he said, Ein Yish ba'olam klal? There's no such thing as giving up. Reb Nachman was very smart. Look at his Sfarim, Kol HaTorah Kula. He said, there's no such thing as giving up. I wish I could spend some time with him and show him around a little bit. You never heard somebody say, I quit? And when somebody says, I quit, they're lying to you. They're lying. Because the neshama wants Hashem. Ein yiyush, it's impossible. There's no such thing. When somebody says, I quit, the painful part is ein yiyush ba'olam klal. If they quit, they'd be smiling. The problem is we have a soul, and it's a solution. We have a soul that wants Hashem. Ein yiyush ba'olam klal. There's no such thing as yish. The neshama wants Hashem. And the pshat of the pasuk, of course, describes a soul that's journey is towards Hashem. And the biggest impact we can have on anybody in the world is to see ourselves. We're all human. We make mistakes, but we're a yid and we have a neshama, a precious and holy neshama that wants the right things. That's not for Kirub, it's not for somebody struggling, it's for a human, and all humans struggle. It's for us all. To see ourselves as a precious neshama at all stages, when we're 20, 60, and 100. We're a neshama that craves Hashem, that wants Hashem. To see ourselves, to get in touch with that part of ourselves that has a tremendous chukka. People should come to the Shabbos. My wife and I came to this Shabbos and moved closer to the sense we want Hashem, because we saw a group of people that are craving for ruchnius and want to give it to their neshamas. The biggest thing we can do for anybody in our lives is to see ourselves as a neshama with our flaws. We're human. We make mistakes, but the neshama is not touched. Elikai neshama shenasata b'Torah. It's from the first words that a yid says every single day. We then can look at other people. The main impact, the only thing I care in the Rebbe in Yeshiva, I won't hire somebody thinks they're fixed and is looking at somebody broken. I'll never let somebody work at the Yeshiva. I want somebody who sees themselves as a soul and sees the shamas, is intimidated by another, is not fooled by exteriors, sees a soul, a precious, wonderful, elevated soul, a unique and precious soul. The biggest impact we can have on people around us. And I say to this beautiful Kesher that's gathered this Shabbos, let us see ourselves as precious souls. Precious. It has nothing to do with how successful we were at first Seder or second Seder. There's an arrogance to that. We don't become neshamas when we learn. We learn because we're neshamas, because our soul craves and has an atiyah to service of Hashem. And as such we learn, as such we gather. To see ourselves as precious souls, to feel that in ourselves, and then we'll see the people around us as precious souls. That's the best impact that we can have, is seeing the truth. Just being honest and true. A Yiddish neshama. In Yeshiva we watched. I asked the whole Yeshiva we gathered. We watched in Yeshiva. There was a youngster who was nifter on Simchas Torah. He was killed on Simchas Torah. And this bacher sang in his car to his friends. He sent out to his friends a video singing Elikai Neshama Shenasata b'Torah. Beautifully, I showed it to the whole yeshiva. We showed it. This beautiful youngster was glowing, and he sang Elikai Neshama Shenasata b'Torah. You saw a soul. It was like completely soul. It was a soul. It was a beautiful kid singing Elikai Neshama Shenasata b'Torah. The biggest impact we can have on anybody in the world is to see ourselves, put aside our guilt, put aside our mistakes. We're human. I'm human, you're human. Human beings make mistakes. But we're a soul that's untouched. We have a soul, precious. We're Neshama Bishmas Yisrael. And to see ourselves in that precious light, and then to see others in that precious light. Souls that are moved to Hashem. The name of the Melech, people touched his door handle. They were chayzer the tshuva, because he saw himself as a precious neshama. And he saw Yidden. He refused to learn Pshat and Pasuk. Be careful, they might do it. No. A soul moves to Hashem. He saw himself like that, and he saw Yidden like that. Hashem should give all of us the eyes to see ourselves. We come from Avraham Avinu, who had Ayin Tov, who had very good eyes. We should all be zeichet to see ourselves, each and every one of us, to see ourselves in such a light. Of finding neshama, with a unique mission, a unique opportunity of Kiddush Shemayim, and then see every single one of our children in that light. Every single one. Not to be fooled by exteriors, right? To see every single one in that light, and then through Kesher Nafshi, through beautiful souls that are here, all of Klal Yisrael, we'll see ourselves, we'll see our Ramas carrying Yisrael, we'll see Yidden and see each other in a beautiful way, we'll see our Ramas carrying Yisrael, and after this, our Ramas carrying Yisrael, of course, we'll see Harim carrying Shekecha in the area of Eden.
We're ready now to start the performance.